Good morning. I'm here, I believe I'm in Aurora or Lakeland, somewhere in the Denver Metroplex. This morning I got up and watched Micheal Hudson's Money and Debt. Mr. Hudson, or Dr. Hudson, is one of the greatest advocates on the planet of ordinary people. He, like Michael Parenti, speaks for ordinary people like us, not for the 1%, not for any of that. And in this video, which is a little different from him, from what I've heard from him, he was actually being a professor. He was actually doing professorial, well, you know what I mean, professorial work. He was actually teaching to some college students and lecturing. And he started off the lecture by saying that no history is taught in the economics class, and no economics is really taught in the history class. Or he was saying that if economics was true, then history wouldn't be true. And he called economics a parallel universe, which is an interesting choice of terms, because there is no parallel universe, because the economic reality doesn't exist at all, where a parallel universe may exist. But it was a joke, and it was funny. So he is discussing our history as human beings. And he went all the way back to Sumer and Mesopotamia, Babylon, and so forth. And those emperors at that time, when a new emperor came on board, when a new leader came on board, he forgave the debt that all the people had. Because they had figured out 5,000 years ago that the debts could not be repaid. They had figured that out. And they had figured it out that if people couldn't pay back their debts, they would become very unhappy, they wouldn't work, they wouldn't be productive, and pretty much selfless for just being smart, they forgave debts so people could have a new start. And debt forgiveness is in the Bible. It's discussing a jubilee. So I think there's a 7-year cycle and a 50-year cycle. I don't know all that. I'm not a Bible expert, but it is in the Bible. And he alluded to that. And then he alluded to the Roman people, and he called them the mafia. And he said they were the first people who didn't forgive debt. Or one of the first people. There's one in the Bible also that wasn't Roman. But that debt forgiveness was part of our legacy of the last 5,000 years that we have been on this planet. And he gave a lot of sources, and he gave a lot of source material for what he was talking about. He wasn't just talking out of his ass. He wasn't just talking about praxeology or some of this libertarian crap, where these brilliant people that you can't argue with, because they've got all this logic, and they'll say, well, that can't be right, because such and such, this and that. No, this is what has actually happened. And then he talked about debt forgiveness. And then he talked about our present situation, where the oligarchy today, the plutocracy which we exist in today, which is government for the rich, the plutocracy that we live in today has forced the same kind of debt peonage on us that the Roman Empire did on their people. They didn't forgive debts. And we have pretty much gone along with it. We have pretty much gone along with it. He mentioned that land used to be free. Now we have to spend 30 years of our lives paying debt to some bank to have a home, where it used to be free. Even Friedrich Hayek, a libertarian forefather, a lot of libertarians don't like him, and I guess this is why, he said that housing is a right, that housing should be provided, that food should be provided. But they have made us where we have turned against each other, and the people who don't pay their debts, who can't pay their debts. It's impossible. He also made a statistic where like 95% of the money out there is either in stocks and bonds or financial instruments, that there's not very much money out there. So there is no money to pay the debt back. We have allowed these people to take the earth away from us. We have to buy land, we have to pay for resources that we own, and we have let it go. We have just let them do this. And we have allowed ourselves to hate poor people and to hate people who are not as successful as us, call them names, laugh at them, and say, look at these bums. They can't pay their debts. They can't do anything. That's what we've allowed ourselves to do. We have turned into a hater culture from a culture where we had to have each other to survive. Because look at us. Right now, it's 40 degrees out here, and I need a jacket. I'm the only creature on the planet that would need a jacket, just about, unless I was from some island territory. I'm a naked ape that needs other people to survive, and these people have made me hate everybody else except for myself and turn on us, and that's essentially what they did. And Mr. Hudson didn't say that, or Dr. Hudson didn't say that, but I'm saying it. And we need to take back our life. We need to take back our planet. And simply, we don't need to go out and we just need to realize that this is BS. This is BS. Thanks, Dr. Hudson. Bye-bye.